So I learned 3 new things this week, besides academics. 3 things that came into play with my week, and I thought I would like to share them. So the first one is pay attention to what others are saying, especially when there's a time limit. Now, I was doing something yesterday after school, and we had a time crunch. We had about 10 minutes left to finish something really important, and all of us had questions, and he could only explain things once. At those kind of times, I realized that you have to really pay attention to what others are saying, and if you don't quite get it, you have to just make it work for yourself, because sometimes you just don't have time to, you don't have time to keep asking, because you don't have time, like I keep saying. So I guess a little lesson of that is just paying attention is really important. That was what I learned. Another thing is, I had, the other day, I think it was Tuesday, I woke up and I was in the worst mood ever. I was just tired. Nothing anyone could say was make me feel better. Everything was annoying, and it was just one of those moods, And I like for a solid half an hour, I tried everything I could think of to make myself be positive and happy. And after really taking that time to work, to be positive, this is what I'm grateful for. I'm lucky. Your problems aren't that bad. Just breathe. And it really helped, and the rest of the day was actually a great day. So that's another thing I learned. The last thing is, try not to take things personally. Now, I know that's kind of hard, and it really considers on the situation, but there are different situations that I've been in where people have said something, and you can easily, just like that, take it out of context and take it really personally and be mad at that person, be in a bad mood, etc. And just if you just ignore what they say and you're like, yep, okay, or come back with a really awesome comeback, then it really just no skin off your back. It doesn't bother you anymore. And it's harder said than done. That's what I have to say. But if you don't take things out personally, or you learn to laugh at yourself, it really makes life a lot easier. That's my wisdom of the day. I'm looking down because I have it written down, the things I've learned. So another thing I wanted to do is say a quote from maybe a TV show or a book or anything, a quote that I thought was interesting. And the one I'm choosing today is, "Trust is earned. I can't just magically hand it over." Now, if you know where that's from, I'm not going to say what it's from. It's from a TV show. If you know what TV show that's from, comment below, and we'll see who gets it right. But anyway, so it's "Trust is earned. I can't just magically hand it over." Very, very true. I agree 100% with that quote. I've had it applied to my life in a bunch of ways. You really can't trust every single person. Now, that sounds really paranoid, but you can't. It's just, you can't. That's how life is. And they have to earn it some way. And it might be a little thing, and it might be a big thing, but they have to earn it in some way. You can't expect to trust someone you don't know very well, because you don't know them. And I just thought that quote was kind of interesting. What are your thoughts on that quote? I'm not sure if you can hear this in the background, but there's someone doing yard work, and I have to keep the window open, so sorry about that. Okay, so I realized I'm in a really weird spot. I'm really close up and it's dark. That's because I want to read off my computer. I wrote a blog post about me meeting Matthew Morrison, and I know if I try to recount the entire episode right now, I'm going to forget something, so I'm going to read it kind of from here, and it's amazing. I'm so happy. Okay, so the title post is October 1st, 2010, the day I met Matthew Morrison. And I'm going to read it as it is. So, it says, "The bell rings and I start my trek from the 6th floor to the depths of the annex." Now, seriously, I was just no. Friday, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to the annex, and all of a sudden, it hits me. These people, it literally hits me. People start shoving their way past me, completely disregarding the flow of traffic. I'm stuck between the door jambs, and I'm like, oh my god, people, just follow the traffic rules and we'll all get out on time. Don't worry, it's just a Friday. Of course, I didn't know what was going on. And people start screaming. They're like whispering, they're screaming, there's running, there's hyperventilating. They're all like, Matthew Morrison is here right now, go, go, go. And everybody's running. I didn't believe it. I honestly didn't believe it because that's the easiest rumor to pull off at this school, to say Matthew Morrison's here. I mean, that's the easiest thing to pull off. I'm not kidding, because he comes back every now and then. Some kid could have easily fabricated that. So, I'm just, you know, I said right here, I thought it was just one of those rumors to freak people out. So I got my books and walked, you know, over to the tech building for this little mini audition I had, and I see this crowd of people surrounding the breezeway by the front doors, and it's like 200 students like packed into this place. They're screaming and they're like, people are like pushing each other, and I was like, well, apparently he is here. So they're trying to get a glimpse of him, and he's just being rushed away. And I realized, like, you know what, look, there's so many kids here, there's no way I'm going to get a chance to meet him, so, or even see him for that matter, so I just gave up the idea. And I went to the tech building and left, and I was in there for like 40 minutes or something, and I come back out, and there's barely anybody left at the school because everybody's made to leave pretty much early unless they are waiting for a ride, they have homework club, or they have something else to do at school, so there's only maybe like, let's see, how many people were there? Maybe like 30 people left at school. That's not very many. So there's like a few scattered students doing homework and doing whatever. And then I keep walking and I see this line. It's a line of people, but there's only like 10 people. And I go up closer and I'm like, what's this guy in the red shirt and the sunglasses? Like, he's wearing a red plaid shirt. And I start fast walking and I realize it's Matthew Morrison at the head of the line. And I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Am I actually seeing this right now? And I get in the back of the line immediately, just as the assistant principal is like, no more autographs, people, just pictures, which I totally agree with. Pictures last so much better than an autograph. So thank goodness that my phone was charged, because some people are like, my phone's not charged, I didn't bring my phone. And I was like, oh my gosh, my phone was charged, thank God. And so I get up, and I could barely process what was happening. I gave the girl a picture, and I'm like, and we, you know, took a picture, and I'm like, I was like, thank you so much for doing this, and I said, it's so nice to meet you, and he's like, nice to meet you too, and I was like, I love Glee. I managed to choke out right before his, like, little manager guy rushed him into the annex, and then the door shut. I was like, wow, that's so cool. So, I told my mom, and then my friend had to get something from the lockers, so I wasn't sure if you were allowed to be in the annex after school. I don't know, I've never been there that late. So, with like the heightened security of, you know, with Matthew Morrison being there and after school hours, I wasn't sure. So, we just silently got her stuff in the annex, you know, we're just trying to make no noise. And I hear some conversation going, and I'm like, I wonder who's in here at this time. And I peek around the corner, and I busted it out there so fast because it was Matthew Morrison's, like, manager guy, security guard. And obviously he was right there, so I just booked it out of there. And, yeah. So I sat with my friend and we chatted for a while. She wanted to meet him, so we waited. And I was like, he's got to come out. I mean, he's not going to escape through the back entrance or anything, because there's only like 10 people left at school. There's not near enough kids to make like a security hazard or anything. So he comes back out and he's like, you know, he's saying goodbye to the actual principal, like founder of the school, that's his friend. And you know, we all yell, we're like, we love you, you rock, we love Glee, blah blah blah. And he's like, bye guys. And he gets in his like little white Honda and he drives away by himself, no driver, no fanciness. He just gets in his car and he drives away, which I think is kind of funny. And he's like, wave goodbye to us. It was just so normal, and it was great. And I didn't freak out when I was around him. It felt completely normal, but it was such an honor to be able to meet him. I mean, he's from OSHA, much less, I mean, Glee, which a whole bunch of kids love, and people, first and foremost, I mean, he came from OSHA. He's an alumni, so seeing his success story and being able to meet him, it was great, and I'm so glad I got to meet him so soon. So I'm happy. I'm not trying to brag or anything. I'm just expressing my excitement for it.